Folks, welcome to probably the most transparent video you're going to find on trading on the internet. We've got 4 traders, including myself, who've taken the Blue Guardian Challenge. You're going to see how we got on last week. Every trade taken, every up moment, down moment, it's all here tracked and recorded for your viewing pleasure. Now, if you do want to take your own Blue Guardian Challenge, you can get 10% off with coupon code TradingNut, all one word. There's a link below this video here. Go and click it, get yourself on board. Take yourself a Blue Guardian Challenge. Now, before we jump in and hear from the traders, including me, let's hear from Blue Guardian. Our sponsor, Blue Guardian, is the only prop firm that gives their traders a tool to protect them from hitting their max daily loss and overtrading. It's super simple to use. Just set the Guardian Protector each day from your dashboard. Did you also know that they've just released an unlimited time evaluation with a 0 trading days requirement, giving you plenty of time to hit their low 8 and 4% targets, making it super fast to get funded. Plus, it's cheaper than the 40-day time limit evaluation. Check out the link and coupon in the description to get 10% off your next Blue Guardian evaluation.
Hey guys, welcome to Blue Guardian update for week 3 of me being in this challenge. It was a tough old week. I didn't really enjoy the London Open. I felt I just had the wrong bias most of the time, and it was just trash price action for the hour and a half that I was looking for trades. By the mid of the week, I was just getting fed up and I made a few little errors towards the end. So let's have a little look. You can see, here's my screen. Here's my screen right here. So we started the week off all right. Price was, I took one trade for Monday. Monday, I was anticipating, I had a bearish bias and I was thinking that price would push down first, and then eventually we could start to look for these longs. Price initially pushed up, waited for it to reject off an area to the left here. As it turned down, flipped bearish. Let me just zoom in. Took the sell. I was reasonably happy with the entry. I was targeting down here towards the euro low. Then price managed to push down. Seemed to be the theme of the week. I got to about 20 pips in profit constantly. And on this one, I did close partials here. And then price came up, and then this one here stopped me out because I moved my stops to break even when I closed partials. Then just saw it keep on going down. So I think this one kind of set me up for disaster, because this was the one I did close partials on. And then you'll see many, many times I was up in profit, didn't do anything, just moved to break even, or just sort of waited, and price just sort of got away from me. So I started Monday, all right, took a little trade, just keeping my risk quite low at this stage still, like risking between like 0.2-0.25% per trade. Then price, I was just frustrated after price just continued pushing down. So that was a really annoying one. Then we got to Tuesday, and Tuesday I was expecting what kind of, my bias after the Monday, I was really expecting over here, where are we? Here we go. This was Monday. This was Monday here. And then as it was pushing down, breaking under these areas, I was really set on this candle being filled. And I really then thought, well, I'll wait for the break. Any pullbacks looking to break under here, I was going to try execute on, and then I was going to switch to having a bullish bias for the rest of the week. But it kind of threw me. I kind of got stuck and married on that bias. So let's have a look at the rest of the week. I'll go back to Tuesday now. Tuesday here's the London Open. Was anticipating sells because we were opening pretty close to these lows, and I didn't want to take the breakout sells. So I waited for price to pull back, came back to an area of interest that I had over here in the Asian session, created that resistance candle, executed sells as this one was flipping, and got within, it was up quite nicely again. It was up 20 pips, and this time I didn't take any profit. I moved my stops to break even again, stopped out for this time I had nothing to show for it. Then then price sort of bounced back up, okay, formed a resistance, thinking that, this is the time now after breaking underneath here again. This time I took a sell, and I closed a little bit. I'll close a little bit at this point just in case it did break up. But then as it came up, I just ended up closing those sells as it sort of just kept on failing to break into the zone. So had like Monday, Tuesday, I was sort of creeping along, and I'll show you the dashboard in a tick. So Monday, Tuesday, sort of made a little bit of profit, just frustrated that wasn't really getting the moves that I wanted. Then Wednesday happened, and Wednesday was really frustrating for me. So I had a trade over here, and I actually got into this move. I got into this move as this candle, because same thing, price coming up to like this zone over here. And I was really waiting to see, like, I wasn't sure if it was going to reject off here or if it was going to reject off here or even here. And then eventually I was just waiting for a rejection candle, like at one of these areas. And we finally got it, finally got that resistance candle formed. And as it was breaking these lows, executed sells, but I very quickly closed them because on this candle, what I noticed as it was wicking up and then coming down on the 3-minute chart, when it really started the move, it came with no top wick. And when I see that, often price comes back up and then goes down. So I didn't want to risk, after sort of getting a lot of these false starts into these trades. I thought, you know what, it's probably going to come back and it's going to stop me out for break even, or maybe wick up and even take a loss on this one. So what I did was I actually just closed. I closed this trade for just a few pips profit. And then I was waiting for the sell. Once it came back up, took this no wick candle and then pushed down to this gray zone. And that was going to be, this is going to be a really nice risk reward trade. Price just never came back, just, I was waiting, just started watching it just go without me. And kind of just triggered me a little bit, I think, watching this just go nowhere. So, yeah, missed this one on Wednesday. Then we had, where's the next one? Then I took a loss later on. Thought, you know what, I'm going to need to get this accelerated and going a bit because I had nothing really show for I had a little bit to show for the week, but I wanted to, I just wanted to move things faster. So what I was waiting for in this one, it got to the end of this London session, had Asian high just across here, just needed to wait for a resistance candle. So this was the resistance candle that I got. And then I executed, oh no, wait a second. I was waiting for this one here. This one. So as this one started breaking the lows, I thought this was looking like a really nice candle, bearish engulfing candle, lovely wick generating liquidity. I thought if price can come back up, I'll take an entry. I got the entry over somewhere around here, like when this one was wicking up. Didn't get the best entry I wanted just because I'm getting with the spread and like just a little bit of the latency and things. Like when I'm entering, I'm just giving it quite a wide stop loss because of understanding. Like I'm not getting quite I can't get the precision entry I want, so I'm just trying to get a entry in this zone. Give myself a wide stop loss because I know I'll probably get. So this is exactly where I entered. I tried to enter somewhere around here as it was wicking up, but they got placed about here, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. Price again, got a little start on it and got like around 10 pips up. And then price just stopped me out with this New York Open. So I was like, bloody hell, took a full loss on this one. And I was, by Wednesday, this one, I actually risked more. I was just thinking like, I was up around 1 and a bit %. I thought, I've got a bit of a buffer and I'm getting all these little entries here, these little starts and stuff. So I upped the risk and then took a loss straight away on that one. Then watched price go up and up and up. And then personal account, I actually had a buy once price pushed up. And I think that added to the frustration that my personal account was doing fine. And I was making these setups after the London session. And I was setting pending orders on my personal account and they were working fine. And then the manual entries I was taking, watching the charts, I wasn't doing too well. And that's on the prop account. So got really frustrated at that stage. Then you'll see I took another loss after price had kept on going up. That was when I thought, you know what, we're just not going to break down to this area. And now I'm going to switch to a bullish bias. So I did set a pending order again, thinking that if price can pull back to this area, then I'll target pushing all the way up to like 15,285, and you'll see what happened. Just left this pending order, set and forget, and price just rinsed me like straight away. So I took 2 losses back to back, and these were bigger. These are 1% risks. So that was really annoying because then I saw afterwards that price just kept on going up and up and up, and eventually made it all the way to where I was looking to target. Then Thursday came along. By that stage, I was looking to just keep my risk higher now, and then just try and get on with this challenge. So I got a couple entries in this London Open. We weren't streaming on Trading Nuts. It was just my own channel that I was streaming at this stage on Thursday, and I got entry over, waited for a liquidity candle. This is the London Open. Price wicked up, gave me a rejection candle. The next one, what I'm looking for was this candle to the next one to wick up and then start breaking these lows. And I was really going to target like sweeping under here before we can go long. So that entry, okay, got the entry price on the next one, wicked up, okay, wicked up. And as I was flipping, took this one, was up about 20 pips in profit. And then I just moved to break even. And I think this is my bloody Achilles heel. Moved to break even, next candle, straight back up, nothing to show for it. And it was up 1-to-1. That's the thing that's annoying. Then price pushed up a bit again. I thought, well, if we get a couple of rejection candles, so these are a couple of rejection candles, price wicked up as it was breaking the low, jumped into it over here. And then same thing, price moved down, move stops to break even. And then the next candle just came and took me up. So I really just should have been securing 80% off and then moving to break even. I think that was the real thing, just leaving the trade open. The break even just kept on getting me. So Thursday had nothing to show for it in this London session. And then I just waited pretty patiently for Thursday evening for the London session, New York session rather, sorry. Price got up into this red zone where I really wanted to see some reactions. Price reacted here, gave a double top. And this is getting pretty late my time. I thought if we're breaking under here, we can look to target. And I thought maybe we'll push down to this London session somewhere around here. So this was a bit of just set a sell stop going as I was cooking tea. Price came up, took the entry, started pushing down, and was leaving it running. I just thought I'll leave it running for Asian session, thinking that would push down to this here. And then as we got to just before I was about to start the stream today, I saw the Euro session starting to push up again. So at this stage, I just closed it on this one to have like a fairly, I didn't want to be thinking about the market, that trade particularly. So I want to have a clear mind. Ended up taking 2-to-1 on this one. So it made back those two losses that I took the day before on the Wednesday. And then, yeah, just a frustrating week. I think you can hear my frustration in my voice that the London Opens were just bad. Okay, then today, this is when I was doing the stream for Friday. Just sat through all of this, just did nothing. So I didn't even take a trade, set a trade idea, and the actual trade idea worked, but I didn't actually execute because it happened. Yeah, that was the idea. So pretty much just a frustrating session. I guess I look back on it and I look at these candles. So these 30-minute candles go sideways. Didn't really do anything on Friday. Same thing. Just so many false starts this week. So many false starts after being 1-to-1. I think if I set risk reward 1-to-1, just took profit, I think I would have been pretty close to getting really well into this challenge. Anyway, let's have a look at the dashboard. Here's the dashboard. So you can see like where I took those two losses. At the start of the week, the start of the week was about here. That was where I ended last week, around more or less the same percentage. You can see like on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, started growing a little bit, just really, really small risk, up the risk, took 2 hits, messed my mindset up a little bit, then grew a little bit, and then just like got those break evens. It was just break even after break even. And then I got the 2%, basically the one that was running, made it back some. So this week, really nothing to show for it. Eventful week, but nothing to show for it. Pretty much just finished this week the same place I finished last week, about 1% up. So I'll leave it there. Thanks everyone for the challenge. Thanks for watching. And let's hope next week is going to be a better one. Okay, take care.
Hi everyone, Gentsla back with another weekly update. Okay, so this week was an interesting week. We had a win, a loss, and a win. So we are basically just up 0.1%, not that much, but it was kind of a very interesting week. Price action has been sly between the pairs. The correlation has been quite interesting, and you'll see what I mean. I'll present the last trade that I made. That basically pulled me up back to 0.6, whichever percent it is. Here we are, 0.62%. Okay, so getting into this for the week. This is on GBP over here. What we saw was like a low. In this time, I saw this as almost like a Judas swing in that I expect price to go lower. We have our Hong Kong gap in price over here with our mid-morning gap in the purple. Right there, after midnight opened, came down. What we had a massive shift in structure right over here. I saw the place in between over here and over here as a good area to kind of enter the trade. And I expected the trade to continue going up further to 22567, 1.22567. Unfortunately, what happened was we entered the trade. As I saw this happen over here, it was starting to struggle. So I actually got out the trade at this little fair value gap in price right there. So that's obviously the opposite end of that range was coming down. Now, why I say it's interesting is because we have euro at the same place, the same time. This is what I was seeing. We saw the big shift in structure. We saw the gaps in price. So what we have is this candle here, and we have this candle here. The place in between those candles over there within the fair value gap, which was right there, what we had was a shift to push higher. And again, this happens a lot to me, and I'm sure it happens to a lot of other people as well, but you can see the pairs in correlation, and when one pair does a certain thing, we are expecting almost for the other pair to do the same thing, or at least to be correlated to a degree. This was breaking new highs. This one started going for new lows. As you can see, it just gets kind of carried on going down for the day. So where I'm sure a lot of people can relate is that you probably enter on what you deem as the wrong pair, and that kind of happened, and it was just frustrating. The same thing happened with my loss actually. Euro and GBP, I entered on a euro, GBP was going up and euro was shifting, looking like it was going up as well, the correlation, and euro actually tanked. And then I was like, okay, this is kind of odd, what's going on in the correlation? So this happens sometimes. Obviously that's why we have stops in place, and yeah, we have our trade. It wasn't that much, but it was okay. So we are right there at our 0.62. We've made 0.12% on the week. Hopefully this week will be better. I hope you all have a lovely week. Stay safe out there and take care. Bye.
All right, folks, let's dive into my update here for the week. So this is the start of the week here. So we're going to go through the UJ trades first. Not a great start to start the day off. Now, let me just sort of preface this with what I was planning to do was 5R win, 1R loss, or nothing else, right? First trade fell into trouble, and I had a trade that went in my direction. Then I had a trade in the opposite direction, and I was like, well, hang on, what do I do now? I didn't account for this. So do I take both trades and let both hit stop losses? No, decided to exit the first trade and then kept the second trade running. The second trade then hit full loss. The first trade got stopped out at obviously break even. Then I took the next setup and that ended up being a loss as well. So I ended up with 2 losses and 1 break even to start off the day. The first trade would have gone on to be 3R, but it didn't. So can't really, do anything about that. So let's quickly jump to Euro US dollar and have a look at the Monday evening. So that was Monday Asia, this is Monday evening. Another 2 losses, not great, not a great start. Jump into Tuesday. I think at this point I've given up on the, the 5R strategy. I was also trading a daily strategy at the same time, and I've kind of given up on that one as well, only because I realized I hadn't backtested it enough, and I still haven't had a chance to do it, so I've given up on that. So we're going with the Asia and London session strategies on lower time frames. So this was Tuesday, we got a good win there. Then Wednesday we had a win, loss, win, let's call it break even, kind of small win. Then Thursday we had a half win with a break even, and then a good win. It was like I think I went like 2.5R and a 1R with a partial exit as well. And then Friday we just had a little sort of couple of break evens there. So it ended up being quite a good week in the end. Okay, the start of the week was terrible. Euro US dollar didn't trade a lot. Couldn't find any entries on a couple of the days, and this was the final day, Friday. We had a couple of wins here, hoping for that last one to be a runner. but it never really got there, so ended up with a break, a partial exit. Okay, so let's dive into the Blue Guardian and have a look at what that looked like. So to start off with, you can see here there's a bit of a trend developing, right? So I draw the account down at the start of the week, then I bring it back a little bit at the end of the week or the next week. Then the next week, same thing happened, and then we drew it back to kind of like 75%. And then this week it was basically back to break even. Now there is commission on top of this, which is bringing it even further down. But I believe we're kind of I think we're probably down actually even further from last week. I didn't check. I should check now and then jump back in here. Let me do that. Yeah, so I was at 3.2, minus 3.2 last week. So we did lose 0.5%, mainly due to commission and obviously poor trading at the start, which isn't too bad given the fact that it was down, what was that? Probably 8 to... That was down 1 full percent at one point. So we've clawed back 0.5%. Minus commission is probably, that's your 0.5% commission as well. So fingers crossed things start to turn around this week. I've only got a couple more weeks left of this because I'm having a break. But so let's just hope we can carry on the momentum. I know the next couple of weeks are going to be quite busy as well, so doesn't bode well. But let's see. All right, guys, on to the next trader.
Good day. Here's my recap for this week in the Blue Guardian Challenge. I'm going to go over the UCAD trades I did because that's what happened to be what I had all but one of my trades in. So I'm just going to look through what those trades looked like. It was a drawdown week again, unfortunately. Here's my dashboard. So there's a couple things I realized this week, and I'll go over that when I'm in the charts a little bit. But I was looking back over my journal, and the reality is that through a deficit of character, I'll call it, I tend to give up on the ideals that I endeavor to follow during trading. So I realized that I was kind of getting lazy with analysis, not actually lining up time frame, just trying to get in, get out quick. And it's a common thing for me to search often for more trades rather than good trades. And so I think I've been falling into that. I've been going through a bunch of kind of chaotic times. I'm staying in a hotel because my house's kitchen got flooded, and so the insurance company is demolishing a bunch of stuff in our house. So we're kind of like in limbo right now, and it's a lot. But I was able to get a little bit of time to think and go over some of this. So let me look here at the chart for UCAD. Okay, so here's an example of looking just quickly for 1 minute trade setup. So this, looking at this move here down, I decided was a trend change. Looking at the area as it came back up, instead of waiting for the actual this first trade, this actual 1 minute trend change after the bigger picture trend change, I just got in hoping it was good to go. Whereas what my plan and what I like my idea to be is the 1 minute trend changing after striking a location on a 5-minute chart. So this one didn't actually change. There's no shift in structure. Whereas it's okay. So this first trade, it was too early. It stopped out. So that trade I shouldn't have taken. But this next one actually was closer to what I would actually like to see. So you can see the 1 minute trend actually drops down to here, pulls back into it, and then gives me an engulfing bar. So that was my entry there. And that one just was more quickly eaten up and stopped out. So trade one here, shouldn't have taken. Too excited, too much, just wanted to get in on a trade. Second trade actually follows a plan and just didn't work out. So I'm okay with that. Moving on to the next trade. Let's see if I can track it down. All right, so this one follows plan, move down, structure break, pull back into a gap, engulfing bar. This one right there, entry for short. First target exits at 1R, which is this exit here. And then you can see it just didn't get any further movement down. So this ends up being a break-even trade. So I can handle that. That's exactly why I do that, because I've noticed plenty of my trades quickly go to 1 and then don't always continue on. So at least gives me a chance to watch and see if it will get down to a bigger target possibility. So that was that one. I did have, let's see. Okay, so this is the next trade. This one follows all my rules just right. I just didn't get to quite to that 1R or any further. So you can see I have the 15-minute gap highlighted. and ready to, I actually waited for it to come up into the gap, shift structure, pull back into a smaller time frame gap, and then engulf down. So that was the setup I wanted, and it came. It just didn't give me that enough move. So you can see my stop was above the 15-minute gap right there, and it needed a little bit more before moving down. So I would have probably gotten I definitely would have gotten the 1R target, but I don't remember where my other target was at this point. So anyways, that was a close one. I tend to look for tight stops and quick exits. And so to me, this one is actually a bigger stop than I'm typically shooting for. So my original stop or typical stop would be above right there. And in which case I actually would have gotten the 1R. So do I go for a bigger stop and then a later exit? Do I go for the smaller lot size or bigger lot size, smaller stop and get a quicker exit? I don't know. Something I still need to sort out, I guess. So this is a good trade. Unfortunately, let's see. Bigger picture time frame, 5-minute gap right here that I was using as a basis. 1 minute then shift structure, comes back up into a 1 minute gap and gives me this candle here, which is it tested that gap quick, gave me this pin bar, and then I got in. So the way I have my script set up to get into my trades, it does two, one after the other, one for the 1R exit, and then one for another target that I can exit later. To me, that's a lot easier than getting out of half stop. So I can actually set my targets and leave it instead of having to like manually exit half at a certain point. So you can see right away I hit stop loss, but it was because the stop came in just slightly after. And so there was one like right there and one right where I actually got stopped out, and it hit that lower one. I never adjusted it to be exactly the same. So overall, I like the trade. It just was a kind of a bummer that stopped out on that first one. So according to plan, it would have been an exit right down here for the 1R. I would have had that, and then this one was I think 3R. So I like that one. Looking at it now, there's add opportunities. Could have added in right here in this engulfer. There's no gap there, so I probably wouldn't have taken that one. But other opportunities. So there's that one. Today's trade. Yeah, today's trade is right here. Today's trade I actually like as well. This is this box here is a 15-minute fair value gap that it pulled down into nicely, created a little microstructure shift, left a gap, pulled back, barely touched it, and engulfed. And so I got in. Stop was down here. You can see it did hit full stop, and it never actually ended up getting anywhere that I wanted it to. But at least the time frame lined up, and I was more following the rules. So my risk is reduced. I'm really poking along here, trying not to lose too much in the way of capital. I'm risking losing out on this challenge, and so I really think it'd be cool to fight back and prove to myself and everyone else that I can do this. So looking forward to next week trading. I am still going to be in a hotel and trying to manage getting my house fixed up and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to do what I can. Try not to force trades. Try to make sure that time frames line up with the higher time. My short time frame lines up with my high time frame, and not taking trades that aren't going to help me get my goal of becoming a successful trader. So thank you, Cam, Trading Nut, and Blue Guardian for this opportunity.
Folks, Black Bull Markets have 10 merch packs to give away to clients who sign up before the end of the year, including one of these trader keys. So to go in the draw, all you need to do is sign up with the link below this video or in the podcast description, and you'll go in the draw to win. It's that simple. And remember, folks, when you sign up to Black Bull Markets through the Trading Nut link below, you're going to get a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000 on your first deposit. All you need to do is click the link in the description below the video or the podcast.